Hey, good evening, everybody. Totally botched the intro on that one and forgot to throw us into the studio. Because funny story, I had my mic plugged into the wrong setup, so I was getting the show ready, and I'm like, why is my audio not coming in? I'm like, oh, right, microphone not working. Plugged in my laptop, my work computer, but. That's kind of what happens when we don't have a Canadian on the stream because they're the ones that usually keep everything organized. Us Eastern Europeans, we're terrible at that stuff. And he is probably listening to us in his car saying, what a bunch of dumbasses. But here's your two dumbasses for the night. You've got German Dave and Albanian Dave. How are you, German Dave?
How are you? Yeah, man, lost my language. How are you, Albanian Dave? I'm good, man. Thanks.
No, I'm good. I just, we just miss our Canadian compatriot.
Dude, Dave is gone for a day and it's all anarchy. Like, I
Fucking
recorded
shambles.
my own video. I don't know, the first minute, like, the quality was shit. After that, it was decent. I prepared this stream, like, way later than I would have liked, but work came in between that. But goddamn, it's anarchy without Canadian Dave, man.
Absolutely.
But we're here. We made it.
We made it. Unlike Gyökeres to Arsenal. Too soon of a joke? Too soon of a joke. But we do have the JuvEssentials, so this is going to be more Juve specific. I think this is more kind of like the keep selling and selling show where we're kind of talking about departures, arrivals, and ironically, 8 minutes ago, this one is a pretty big arrival slash departure.
Hold up.
Oh, okay.
Hold up. I can tell you for certain a player that we don't want at the club anymore that will certainly stay. And his name is Dusan Vlahovic because Milan is considering Rasmus Højlund. And there's your chance gone, man. Manchester United, wherever they get their money from.
Damn.
Got Benjamin Šeško from RB Leipzig. And you basically told Højlund, yeah, you're not the starter, brother. We will invest like 75 to 85 million euros, including bonuses. You're gone, man. Your goal output was trash, so see you. And yeah, Milan is right there trying to go for him now. And if they land him, basically, that is, yeah, kiss Vlahovic goodbye.
Well, I was
sorry, don't kiss him goodbye, like kiss the chance goodbye off. Getting rid of him.
Well, I was gonna raise yours with a higher one here because
Are you lagging or am I lagging?
I think I might have been lagging for a minute.
Okay.
But here we go. Apparently, Juve are trying to sign Sandro Tonali, and they're offering Dusan. They are trying to offer Dusan. I can tell all the Italian fans are jerking off vigorously right now because of this.
Let me tell you something. This is the problem if you don't broaden your horizon, look into other leagues, watch other content, you become a dumb fucker. Newcastle is in a crisis. They get rejected by players left, right, and center. They only bought Anthony Elanga for now. They missed on 9 other targets that other rival clubs bought away from them. And Newcastle doesn't want to lose players. Liverpool is knocking at their door with a 125 million offer for Alexander Isak. If they get that money, they will reinvest it. They will not sell Tonali. They are not desperate to sell. They have money to spend. It's just so far nobody agreed to arrive there. And the thing with Tonali, as Eddie is saying, he is too expensive for us at least. And on the other hand, neither does Newcastle wanna lose him for cheap, because if they cash in, they want to cash in properly.
Yeah, but it's also the extension of this article is that it could be Dusan Douglas Luiz for Tonali, which I don't know. I don't think that's
They want a productive striker. They don't want a Vlahovic.
he could be productive.
Dude, they consider Nicholas fucking Jackson ahead of him.
He could be productive in spirit.
Jackson is a concrete chance right now for them.
Like I said, Dusan could be productive, maybe.
In his bed.
Hey, Premier League teams and fans don't really watch Serie A that much. And if they do, they'll just watch
neither do Serie A people watch Premier League, evidently, because they would know
well,
that.
that's just because they're ultra nationalists.
No, yeah.
That's why. But you know, they could just watch the Kolo 99 videos of Dusan, and then Newcastle could sit there. You know, he's great. He's good. Let me believe. Yeah, Canadian Dave is right. Productive with 5 girls and 2 dudes at a hotel.
Hey, but which one are you missing? Because you said 4. No, I'm intrigued. Like, which is the 5th one? And I hope it's not the Bundesliga that he's missing, but more, yeah. Yeah, man.
I don't think they scammed us with Kelly.
Dude,
I think we just shot ourselves in the foot with Kelly.
we are just a dumb run club. Or maybe on the France. Okay, the French league. I was scared there for a second. No, Newcastle doesn't have a per se sporting director right now, but their deals get made by the PAF, basically the Saudi Arabian. What is it? The PIF, man, the Saudi Arabian government, blah 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 fund that is looking for their sports division stuff. And they are basically leading Newcastle right now, and they won't. I don't think they will do like dumb deals in that sense. Like, look, Isak wants to go. Like, it's widely reported now. Like, he wants to go. He wasn't invited to the family day at the Newcastle training camp that their coach invited the players and their families. And yeah, like, he wasn't invited to anything, even though the team is there. He's still trained separately. I think that bridge is burned now, and that he's going to leave. And then that opens up a main striker spot, and they are not dumb enough to go for Vlahovic as their main striker. Thank you, Maple Dave, Public Investment Fund. That was it. Yeah, and that's not only sporting stuff; it's overall, everything, sports. Greenwashing stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Newcastle is looking for a productive striker, one that can bag them minimum like 20 goals a season, and they know Vlahovic is not that.
It could be for them.
You better hope. All right.
You know, though, since we're on the Newcastle train, we can talk about Lloyd Kelly and Corello dello Sport. Apparently, Kelly has not impressed Tudor, and they are looking to open offers with no strong desire to keep him.
What?
Okay, great. Tudor has common sense. Check. Fantastic. So, how are you going to play 3 at the back?
That's not the biggest. Oh yeah, there's a problem. Yeah, it is. It is. We lack the defenders for playing a good back 3, or for a good back 2. Like, we lack good defenders. But yeah, how do you want to get that money back? You just triggered the 21 million obligation this summer.
Oh, that to me will go down as one of the most stupidest transfer deals.
And what was the initial loan fee? Was it something
5-ish,
4 5-ish? So that's a total of a 26 million euro operation. So have fun collecting that check. Nobody will pay that for him.
No.
So yeah. So you either try to still keep him and make it work, or get rid of him with a minus.
Yeah, I think the only thing you can do is you get rid of him for a minus. There's no way you'll be able to get back what you put into it for him because he didn't do anything well. I mean, was he catastrophically bad? No, but he was pretty bad.
Oh, it's pure average.
No,
Like he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't terrible, but also he wasn't good. Like he is just the middle of the pack center back, and that's the problem. Like we can't afford to be middle of the pack on every position because we are in a lot of them, and that's the problem. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's really kind of it with the Newcastle players the whole Newcastle shenanigans that we've been dealing with right now. I wouldn't even call it shenanigans, but
Maybe something like this. Savona sought after in the Premier League, like according to whoever. I'm sorry, but I don't know these reporters. Whoever from
Mirko Di Natale. Yeah,
that is him. Oh, the site is not available.
yeah,
That's
because apparently his beef with Adamo,
okay.
Adamo is taking him off social
Yeah,
media. I don't know,
yeah,
but
yeah. Savona is not specifically for sale, but if an offer of 20 million arrives, that would be.
would you
Uh,
sell him if you get anything north of 20 mil? Would you
you
take
have
that?
to.
Yeah.
You have to from the financial view, like in the situation we are, you have to. That's the problem. Ideally, I like I said, I love him as a player, man. I would love to keep him absolutely. Like I like him. I see the quality in him. He's 22 right now, I believe. So he has so much room to grow. Cambiaso became good for us. How old was he? 24, 25 when he arrived back from his loan at where was he? Why do I forget that all the time?
Who?
Cambiaso.
About 24-ish when he came back from
Yeah.
Bologna.
Oh, Bologna, yeah. I forgot where he was on loan. Yeah, and Savona is like 2 years younger than what Cambiaso was back then.
I think
And
if you're
I still think he has massive potential. Like
yeah,
ideally I would keep him, but we can only keep him
I
if we are able to sell Douglas Luiz and Vlahovic and get some money.
yeah, I was on the thoughts of I was kind of thinking where it's like if you are to loan him if you don't have space on your roster, it would make sense to me. I don't see a reason why we would keep him and just have him run on the bench. I think we should at least loan him so he can get more field experience and then make the decision based off of the data and analytics that he does while he's away. Because remember when we've been talking about what is Komoli's statistical number or what he is trying to look at from the
Yep.
statistics? Apparently from Juve Incel, as we like to call him, Juve Incid, is saying that they have started their new data-driven load management system. The data will be based off of physical output and match intensity. Some players will skip selected sessions for short individual recovery periods. Bremer and Yildiz were the first to follow this approach.
I'm not a sports scientist, but
Okay.
I'm open to try stuff, like with the fitness our players had, with how tired they are, with the injury crisis we have all the time. I don't mind try some stuff, man. Like I'm not very well versed in that sports scientific stuff, like on body recovery and all of that, and fitness recovery. So I will keep that to the pros, and I hope that Komoli has the right people there to to sort that out. So I have no other choice but to trust it. So
Yeah. Do we want to go over the two new formations that Tudor's been experimenting?
yeah.
Ironically, the back
You wanna
four.
still go like through some like Douglas Luiz stuff and all of that
Yeah. Let's wherever you
before
want to
we
go. I'm here for the
yeah.
jokes.
Yeah. So the asking price for Douglas Luiz is 40 million euro, it seems like, and that is also that fits the Premier League reports as well because there are
Because it's not
reports of
Forest,
around
right?
Nottingham Forest, but now it seems like Fulham and Everton are in there as well. but only on loan basis, and Nottingham Forest would be the one to buy him outright.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, look, I would love to try to make it work, right? But the bridge is burnt once again. That's the problem, man.
Chris Bibi is asking us about Viega because he's popping up again. I
No,
will pay anything under 20.
yeah, I agree with that. But
I
Jesse's asking for 40 to 50. And Atletico Madrid heard of that Hanko deal collapsing, went to Hanko and said, brother, we take that guy. We won't pay 40 to 50 for Renato Vega. By the way, I think Renato Vega, I would rather start him than Lloyd Kelly because essentially they play the same position. I would rather have Renato Vega, but guess what? We have the obligation for the wrong guy, so it is what
we
it is.
don't get nice things. That's what German Dave is saying.
No. Yeah. And Douglas Luiz, if there's any possibility to get some of that money back, yeah, you have to do that. The bridge is burnt. Like he won't be able, or he would be able, in my opinion, but he won't. He just won't play, man. And if you get 35 to 40, 45, hopefully, but my God, like I would do that.
I don't think Laporte is an option anymore. I think he's already gone somewhere.
I think Al Nassr, right? Hold up.
No, he left Al Nassr to go
Oh, he
maybe to
left. I'm
Marseille.
sorry. Let me get that quickly. He's still there. It looks
Is
like.
he? I thought he was going. I thought he was going to Spain.
No, he is still there. No, he went from Manchester City to Al Nassr, and he's still there. There may be. I know there were rumors. You are right about that, but I genuinely don't remember. But right now he's still an Al Nassr player. But yeah, if that's a possibility, why not? But we don't do nice deals, right? We don't get experienced center backs.
No, and I mean, if you were able to move someone for roughly what 10 or 15, you could easily use that money to bring Laporte
Yeah.
here because
By the way, left-footed. Laporte
Yeah.
next to Bremer would be good. I like Pavlovic. The problem is Milan bought him and not us.
yeah,
So
we won't get him.
we are always late with those deals. Like our scouting, when Mana and Toniozzi left, dude, our scouting went into the trash, man. Vlad and I were talking a lot about Pavlovic even before he went to Milan. Habibi Vlad, if you are there.
He's going into the ether. Vlad's in the ether.
Dude, and then he just appears like Joe Henry out of
I
nowhere.
know. Say his name now, and he appears. I believe in Vlad.
Yep. And no, I love Pavlovich, but we don't get nice things as Dash said. So yeah. Yeah. What else was there? Oh, the sale of Nico Gonzalez would facilitate the move for Jadon Sancho. I hope not.
I'm kind of perplexed on the logic for that, where it's just like, what is this fixation of Jadon Sancho?
Big English name, hoping to revive him.
Like, is that really like the reason?
You want to be the club that revived his career, right? Like that is the trigger of it, I believe. Like, why are players moving to Manchester United right now? The hope of, pun intended, making Manchester United great again. Like that is the plan. That is the allure, right? And I think that's the same with Jadon Sancho. Like he is still trying to recapture that magic that he had at Dortmund before he moved to Manchester United, and that after that, like he broke down physically, mentally. He had tons of injuries. He was mentally off. Loaned to Chelsea where he was okay, but also like some injuries. He was loaned to Dortmund for was it 6 months? or was it for a whole season where he was okay again? And by the way, Dortmund is in for him as well. And if he has the chance to go back to Dortmund for a third time, he would rather do that than come here as well. No, but it was like that in the past, but Manchester United doesn't pay that those wages anymore because they are financially not. They will always have the money because the revenue is incredible, but they don't pay as much as you're thinking anymore. Like they are lowballing players now. They lowered the wage bill as it is. That's why they, like didn't extend the contracts of Eriksen and a couple of players that carried that weight. They want to get rid of Luke Shaw. They got rid of what else? They tried to sell Bruno Fernandes, but he said no, I must stay. Because he is at big wages, he's their top earner. So no, but overall they tried to lower their wage bill. So they're not paying as much anymore as you think. But yeah, they still have players on their books. Like they gave those contracts to. But they're not doing that anymore.
Have we tackled Chris's question about the lease question? So the fee was 50 last season, Illing and Benanachea. If he sold for 35-ish, would there be no overall loss on the books, but Illing and Enzo would just be thrown into the wind? There wouldn't be if you were able to recover 40. I don't know if he's factoring in amortization.
No,
as well.
you have to factor that in. How long? Oh, sorry, let me look how long the deal was that he
because
signed.
we didn't pay 50 mil.
Oh,
The
yes,
value was 50.
Essentially, we paid 50. We received 25, but we paid 50. So it was like in essence only 25 we paid, but on the books we paid 50.
50.
Let me just get his contract numbers up. So he has 4 years left, so it was a 5-year deal. So essentially every year you amortize 10 million of that. So a year's already done, so whatever you get above 40 would be profit. So you have to get 40-ish to be
there you go, Knott's Forest, 40 plus bonuses.
The bonuses are included, by the way. You can do, I don't know, 37 plus, I don't know what, like 3, 4, 5 and easy to reach bonuses. Like those are included on the books as well. So yeah, there's a way to get out of this like unscathed, which will be incredible. By the way, I'm still not blaming him for everything, right? Like he's still, of course, like he could have had a different mentality, but overall, the injuries, the robbery, Motta not giving him a chance, Tudor, God knows why, never used him. So, man, just stop this whole misunderstanding and restart. Yeah. What else do we have? Hold up.
I think LJJ. I think it's just
maybe
more so. I think just the coaching staff didn't like him. Whereas Jeff would say he's Brazilian, and Brazilians at Juve never work out.
Specifically,
Brazilian midfielders. So you should just get Chilean midfielders. Solves the world's problems.
Yeah. So we got a couple of notes from Maple Dave. So he didn't leave his boys unprepared. So the 4-2-3-1 was tested in training dash.
That makes no sense.
That was, I believe, what you wanted to go into when you said let's
I've seen two things. I've seen the 4-3-2-1. I've seen that one. I've seen the 3-4-1-2. But I don't see Tudor ever implementing a 4-2-3-1. Would make no sense to me because it's not Tudor-esque. Because he likes having depth in the bottom, on the bottom part of the formation, and then spreading things out. I can't see that happening. Kind of curious where.
Let me ask you something. Can it be worse?
No, that's also true. No.
So if you look, what we are saying the whole time is a 3-man midfield would be ideal for this team, right?
That's what I think he
Also,
wants to do is the 4-3.
because yeah, look, for a 2-man midfield, both need to be elite ball players, elite ball carriers, elite defensively, and a high IQ, and for overall like where they are on the pitch, like awareness for where they are and reading the game. And I'm sorry, but Thuram and Locatelli are completely different profiles. Thuram is a pure ball carrier, physical bulldozer, and Locatelli is a pure receiving the ball, playing it off to wing backs, to whoever is there open, but not a ball playing, creating midfielder. And we have the complete wrong profiles for a 2-man midfield. And that's why it doesn't work. That's why you don't create anything, because you don't have ball players that are able to bypass, I don't know, the midfield line of your opponent, who, by the way, have 3 midfielders and congest the field, and then tell me how you want to survive that.
You don't.
Yeah, we should have gone for Xhaka, but 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah, we should have gone for him once we lost out on Jorginho.
Yeah. And yeah, that's why I always say we need the 3-man midfield. We don't have the correct physicality in the midfield with just 2, because Serie A opponents try to congest the midfield, make the game physical. And with 2 guys in there, you are undermanned. And Yildiz is not falling back enough, neither is Conceição. So you don't get any help from a wing back that is building a triangle with the midfielder. You don't have one of your half space 10s falling back, and neither do you have a proper center back that can build the player from the back as well. Like, you leave your midfield in an island. That's why I always say 3-man midfield.
Mm-hmm.
With these 2, it just doesn't work. So if they tried it, I didn't look into it because I didn't have the time. I'm sorry. But if they tried it, dude, it can't be worse than what we have. But for a 4-2-3-1, in my opinion, you need a better center back next to Bremer, because goddamn Bremer is not good enough, in my opinion, in a 4-man defense.
I think
With Cambiaso, who's going a lot forward, with the João Mario, who is going a lot forward, that won't work.
Because I'm wondering, like, for example, if we did a 4-3 and then maybe a 1-2.
Do you want to draw it up?
We could. I'm trying to think it out in my head. Because the problem.
All right. So tell me your players. I have it ready here on the screen.
You got it. Okay, so back 4, Cambiaso on the right.
Right. Okay.
As your right back, and then we're gonna do center back is gonna be. We're gonna do Bremer as your left center back, Gatti as your right center back.
Okay.
No, scratch it. Move Cambiaso as a left center back or left fullback, and then put Kalulu as the right.
Where did I put Kolo? I think he's somewhere in this mess here. Oh, there.
And then your bottom midfield 3, it'll be Locatelli on the right side, Koopmeyer's in the middle, and then Thuram on the left.
So
No, go low. You got to go even lower. So like Locatelli
this.
to the left.
Oh yeah.
4-3-2 or 4-3. Yeah, 4-3-2-1.
Oh, 4-3-2-1. Okay, sorry.
So you're gonna have to move Koopmeiners and Thuram further down. I would have
yeah,
Koopmeiners
yeah.
as like your air quotes Regista flanked by
The box to box that will be here then. So you have Locatelli here, the run basically there, and both will be midfield motors, right?
in a sense, yeah. And then
Oh, sorry, I don't have the pro version.
your half spaces, then obviously Yildiz is your half on the left.
Yeah.
Then you would want to put in Conceição there, and then it would be Jonathan David right there.
Yeah.
I kind of like this. This kind of makes more sense from what we have, and we're not spamming through the wing. That means he's got faith in Jonathan David's hold-up play for him to open up the field wide. Maybe Coop Myers might be more effective in this role because he can link up with Jonathan David. But if this is the approach he goes with, I'm actually fine with it. I don't have an issue with it. I kind of need to see this in a game, to be honest with you, because it looks good, but I don't know. No, Andre, you can't put Cambiaso in the fella. Absolutely not.
You don't utilize him to his best ability, and he's maybe one of like top 3, like in terms of talented player on our team. So you can't use him like Alexander Arnold. Like he's not that great at that. So
Yeah, that's not feasible.
I
think this is what you would start the season with.
Is pretty close, honestly. I would maybe do, if we are able to keep him, I would do this. And yeah, Kalulu. We don't have other options, so it would be Kalulu for me.
You do, but I think Kalulu offers you more as a right back than what
Yeah.
people give him credit for.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, no. In this case, honestly, if you have then something like this, Savona is there, Cambiaso will be there. I don't. Sorry, C Costa just João Mario right now. I don't have João Mario prepared. Oh, no, there I have him. Oh, hold up, sorry. There, João Mario. So, hold up, let me just correct that. So, you have João Mario here on overlapping runs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Savona can move here to that side. And you form a 3-man backline essentially like this. Cambiaso will be there. Cambiaso likes underlapping runs. Honestly, with Yildiz, that may work. You have David there. You have here Koopmeiners as a. I hope he would do that, but as a free roaming guy.
Yeah, I was going to say the free roaming guy. Thuram is there for recycling.
And these are there for cleanup. Like something like that. And João Mario would do those runs here and build off of Conceição, and then my hope would be that, I don't know, Koopmeiners will build triangles or some sort of like passing patterns or open up spaces for them. But I think Jonathan David will help that a lot. I think he will occupy like more defenders than Vlahovic did. Because just because of his like purely that he's a different profile and maybe a touch, not a touch better, like actually better with his back to the goal. That's maybe a bit more of a danger because he can create for the other guys, which we saw, by the way, in the mid game that we played versus Reggiana. Like that was one of the bright spots, that he was able to share the ball like with a couple of other guys. Yeah, that's how I would do it, man. Yildiz is always dangerous from there. He scores a lot from there. Conceição like always moves centrally, like Robin-esque. And I think this could work actually.
No,
Can basically replace Savona with Gatti if you want to as well. Like that.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. My only thing is how do we handle being caught on the break?
You don't.
That was like absolutely no hesitation. You're just like, that's the thing, Dash. You don't.
No, yeah, but the team is not set up greatly, man. The team doesn't have chemistry. Doesn't have chemistry for neither of the lineups. Like in no football lineup that you can imagine, this team works. That's the problem.
No,
like the squad composition is so off, man. like we have to shoehorn stuff in right now. We have to do that with the 3-4-3, with the 4-3-3, with the 4-2-3-1, with a 3-5-2, like whatever we want to play with the 3-4-2-1, like whatever you want to play, like you have to shoehorn somebody in that doesn't fit in it. And the only thing why I think this is better is that we have actual 3 midfielders that are physical, that have ball playing skills and co-players, at least a little bit better than just Thuram and Locatelli. And that doesn't let you like as exposed in the midfield area. So that's the positive and why I try to make this work. Yeah. And then you can place João Mario with Kalulu, but you won't get as much of that offensive output, of course. But yeah. Yeah. You have to make something work, man.
I mean, that's why we gave him an extension.
Yeah.
I don't know about the 4-1-4-1. That would be nuts. Because who would be the one? Would you just commit Locatelli to the regista role, even though it's been proven that Locatelli's not a good regista? Like,
I genuinely think that is just fancy for 4-3-3. Because Locatelli is always sitting that deep, like he's always an isolated midfielder.
yeah, 4-1-4-1. That'd be.
And that
You
that
would
would,
have high wingers and half space wingers, and then a sole striker. That I don't know. It's a lot of personnel for that.
yeah.
Offensively.
I genuinely think we still need a creator. We need, in my opinion, a high quality center back, a guy like Balerdi.
Mhm.
Like I like him. I know we always say that, but he's one of my favorite center backs. Left-sided, that would switch Bremer to a strong right-footed side. So that would fit. And that opens up like just their defensive ability would open up yeah. Or would be the opener for João Mario to go forward, for Cambiaso to go forward, but Locatelli still being like still paying attention defensively, but that would unlock it. But yeah, the squad composition is not good, man. Like we have to shoehorn stuff, and that's the issue.
No, and that's where it's like again, it's how many people can be versatile and how can we adjust effectively to get what we need,
Yep.
because it is kind of messy and there's not really any kind of certainty to what it is. And
No.
honestly, we won't be able to see anything until we actually try it per se in a game and see how it squares up in a match. So
Yep. Oh, my Chrome just broke down.
crashed.
My Chrome browser just crashed. No, I wanted to go into Maple Dave's next point. If we don't have anything
No, I
technically
think
to
I'm good on my end.
into this, because there's honestly a lot we can tell you guys. Like we said, it's not tactically sophisticated, and no matter like whatever we are trying right now, we know what we play in the end. So yeah, we will play a play style that doesn't suit the team. So who cares in the end? No, I wanted to get the Timothy Weah numbers up, because that is Maple Dave's next point. I'm just looking for it. Oh, there it is. Official PDF.
That was actually a good deal. I'm not gonna lie. The whole Weah deal
Yes.
with the amount that was in.
Yeah.
I did not expect him to get that much out of it.
Yeah. No, people were too negative again.
Of the deal?
Yeah, because they said, oh, obligations and this and that, and I don't like it, and
Huh?
yeah.
Are they stupid?
Oh yeah, there were people that didn't like it. I don't know why, but the PDF doesn't want to open. It doesn't want to get screen shared. Sorry, guys. So let me just read it out for you quickly, right? So Olympique Marseille. Juventus reached an agreement with Olympique Marseille for the temporary transfer of the registration rights of the player Timothy Weah until 30th of June 2026 for a consideration of 1 million. So loan fee 1 million. He's loaned basically for a year. The agreement includes an obligation for Marseille to acquire the player's registration rights on a permanent basis upon the occurrence of certain conditions. But of course, we don't officially know what the conditions are. Yeah. So it's a loan with an option, but obligation under certain objectives hit. The agreed fee, if that obligation hits, is 14.4 million, payable over 4 financial years. So we will get, divide that by 4. Basically, that's what you get on the books. Like, yeah. No, sorry, on the books it will be like, well, whatever the difference is, immediate profit. Man, my English terms in this football business are
6 million we get on the books.
Oh, we got ourselves a
There
hoser
he
back.
is.
How's it going, guys?
How
Oh,
are
yeah.
you, man?
Oh fuck, I'm sun fucked, but I'm here.
He's
I
sun
made it.
fucked.
Yeah.
And he made it back home.
Fuck's sake. No way.
Oh yeah, man. I was outside all day in the blazing sun. It's all right. It's all right. I'm doing field work here for the next couple months, but I'll still be around.
And now finally he's here to carry the show, man. Like we miss a big part if you're not here, man. No structure whatsoever.
I hope it's the right. I hope it's the right big part.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Biggest,
Oh yeah,
the
bud.
biggest part.
The best part.
Oh shit! I've been listening in though, guys. I've been following along. I mean, I'm not gonna just come in here and tell you what to do at this point. I mean, we're talking. Guess we're talking way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I think that's the only
talking
last bullet point. It's just, it's a slow week.
It is slow. So
There's
it's kind of a good
nothing
week to
going
not
on.
really be here, I suppose. But yeah, just around Europe, because a couple things did end up happening in the Premier League, but that's even within the past day or two as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's been a quiet few days, not gonna lie. But that's all right. This is the calm before the storm. We've kind of mentioned this before in the past with these things that, you know, it kind of heats up right at the get-go. All the deals that have kind of been planned for a while now, they just kind of stumble over the finish line as soon as the gates open. This is the law in between. And what is it? It's exactly. August 7th now, so we got
3 weeks.
We got about 3 weeks. And until the season starts anyways, right? The market will still be open, but preferably you have those guys coming in. It's going to be a lot of deadline stuff. And that is what has sort of been reported to be the theme, this transfer market, like kind of across Europe. It's going to be a lot of last minute stuff.
Yep.
So it's going to get hot.
But specifically Serie A always likes to deal in the last week of the deadline or even on deadline day a lot because the clubs always try to sell first, so they have all their numbers straight, and then you can do your deals in that last week where you have all your numbers prepared, or just straight up panic buying. And that is what's happening a lot in Serie A. Like most of the Premier League teams, for example, they have the money, right? They lined everything up. They got a lot of players in, got a lot of players out, except if you're Newcastle. But this is where we are, man. We don't have that straight cash that we can splash, so we have to sell first. And for that, the 1 million we get for Timothy Weah right now for that loan, I take that, man. And in a year, it may even become 14.4 million and 4.1 million euro bonuses. That would be 18.5 million overall that we can earn next summer as well. So that's not bad.
It really isn't. Especially, we have to look at everything in the context of financial fair play. This we've kind of pivoted here from ragging on Moneyball to now ragging on trying to get people to understand financial fair play and how the transfers, the movement of money actually affects the books for the sporting year.
Yep.
There's essentially like two books. There's the books that you go to the stock market with. In our case, we're a publicly traded company. It would go, to the board, CEOs, and the chief executive, the executive suite, if you will, right? There's this overarching money, right? And and they'll go and spend it on a Lewis Hamilton for $100 million and blow it out in other places for whatever reason. It doesn't all necessarily have to come into the one pot, because this is how corporations work. It's multi-tiered, multifaceted. But in terms
money
of
flows,
it flows all over the place, right? Well, one interesting fact, this is just a bit of an aside, just to put it into perspective. If Samsung stood up their own military, they would have one of the largest militaries in the world, because the amount of defense equipment that they produce. Right? But there's this also funny thing with Samsung. They're also one of the largest cell phone manufacturers, chip makers in the world. They make memory and all this stuff. Now they need that. If the Defense Department needs that, you think, oh, I'll just go to this, the tech side. No, it's a separate company, and they actually have to make transactions between the companies underneath the same parents company. So that's Juve is down a couple tiers in this thing we call XOR. So when we look at just Juve now, there's this thing called financial fair play. We got to play by those rules. There's certain rules for the stock market, for just world business, local business. Like within Italy's actually pretty big. They have a financial police. They have a newspaper called Calcio e Finanza. Soccer and money. It's a pretty big deal. Italy is interesting in that sense. So, yes, is there money up that tier system? There's absolutely money. There's billions of dollars.
Fuck ton.
No, there's, but you can't necessarily spend what you own.
What's what Newcastle's issue is.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. Like, Newcastle is my favorite example, like in the transfer market right now, to talk about. Look, they have the richest owners in football. Estimated, whatever, 300 billion. I don't know. I forgot what the number is, but they have the richest owners. They are owned by the PIF. So by the Saudi Arabian state, basically. And you can't spend all that money. They have to generate revenue in order to be able to spend that. It's not specifically financial fair play, but the Premier League has their own profit and sustainability rules, PSR, and you have to be within a certain percentage loss in a time frame of 3 years, I believe, and that is where they fail to meet those expectations, because they have a lot of money, but they can't spend it, because they are only to spend whatever they earn in terms of their revenue and make just a certain loss. And that's why they can't use all of their money to buy themselves all those players, right? Like a 70 million Tonali in the Premier League once every year is not a lot of money for them. Like, they can splash it here and there, but they can buy 70 million Tonali, I don't know, 70 million Bremer as an example, and still get Cristiano Ronaldo in from Al Nassr and those wages, for example. Like, there's only a certain amount that you can spend, and they're not there yet in terms of revenue.
Yeah,
all of those are factors that factor in the normal financial fair play as well. Like, you have to have the revenue and everything.
I'm gonna have like probably a contradicting opinion here, but like I think financial fair play is extremely stupid. Because the reason why I say it is it decentivizes people from purchasing clubs and investing money into the game, right? Or it's just like, for example, if I were to purchase Como, right? Like, and they have expensive leaders and they can't fully invest into it because of sustainability. Like, dude, the only way your club is effectively sustainable is if you produce a winning product, That's what sustainability is. It's not the, oh, well, you can't pull a PSG and buy everybody and do this. And I just, PSG effectively ruined club building with that horse shit, because it hurts, because now it's like, again, you're not getting the right revenue, but you have the financial capability to actually do something, because most clubs, or most of your big clubs, are owned by conglomerates. They're not owned by a singular owner. Again, example, Juventus, but every major team, every major club is owned by some sort of conglomerates. It's not just a single entity. And I think, again, that really disincentivizes people from purchasing, because with all due respect, if the Saudi Arabians came in and bought a fuck ton of players for Newcastle, I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't care.
Here's the problem, though.
No, you don't, but they can, the Premier League. That's what they were scared about, that the Saudi Arabians would join, and that just by like every player on on earth.
Because
that was part of it, yeah.
think of it, right?
I think you have to have some rules or something regulating that unlimited cash flow. I think you need that.
I disagree, because, like, for example, if you look at Serie A, if you were to get some Saudi or oil investors into some of these teams, it makes Italy more lucrative. More players want to play in Italy, and it raises your standard of playing.
Assuming that the Italian government lets them build a new training pit.
All they need to do is buy them some
cannolis. No, but
shit.
there goes a lot more into it, right? Like, you have to raise your revenue. Of course, you have to have a better product on the pitch, but you have to have better broadcasting rights. You have to earn money from your TV rights. The broadcast overall needs to be better. The social media appearance, all of that goes into
That
it.
takes 5 years. And that's
I
why
know.
I think that rule is stupid, because, for example, if I have, a net worth of $300 billion and I purchase Genoa, even if I were to spend a shit ton of money my first 3 years, if I were to unlimited rules, right? No financial fair play or anything like that. For me to make Genoa an actual, like, attractive TV product of a club, it would take close to 5 years to do that. And now these owners aren't going to get that ability because financial fair play. So it sets those kind of project builds off by another 5 years. Like, you're not going to be able to build Como. Like, for example, yeah, they have rich owners, but they're not going to be able to build Como to be, a perennial challenger, not for at least 6 or 7 years, if they're able to make it that long. And I think it disincentivizes it. And I think it's part of it is to protect the incumbent clubs, which I think is dog shit. But at the same time, it's keeping all of your main clubs that have good revenue and generation and power. And I think it plays really fair to Real Madrid, Barcelona, and the Premier League teams, and as well as Bayern, to say a couple, because that rule hurts Serie A. I'm telling you.
It hurts Serie A, but it's because Serie A is trash. That's not because the rule is bad.
But
if there wasn't the financial fair play or the FFP rules, we would have all the money in the world to spend, right? Like,
absolutely,
we would have given a shit of losses. Like, we would get what is it called? Cash injections all the time. Like, Elkan wouldn't care. Like, he has a ton of money laying there that he can't spend on F1 because of the budget cap, which, by the way, similar rules. And the teams have cash laying down there, and not being able to spend it, I think, is honestly and somewhat of a good thing, because then the Genoas of the world wouldn't have a chance at all.
They wouldn't. No, and that's the flip side.
And now with financial fair play, they have the chance to maybe get okay in 5 or 6 years if they do their scouting right. And that's, by the way, what Newcastle has to do as well. They can't bypass that hard work building the club back, getting the social media up again. Like, a couple of years ago, they were relegated. They got back up, and they have to build the club up now sustainably. And I think that is right. Honestly.
Yeah, what could end up happening is the rich get even richer because they can continue to spend, and then the poor get poor, and then you have even, like, we think it's bad with Bayern always winning the league, or Paris, or Juve when we had our run. Like, it gets even worse, to the point where you only have those 2, maybe 3 teams that will just perpetually win, and like nobody will ever have a chance. Like you're looking in the future, there's no way you can possibly see like a Leicester, for instance, ever come about. Like just no, forget about it. And
by the way, Bayern as an example of sustainable dealing, they always use their revenue money. They never go into their own cash. Like they make so much revenue, they sell good, and they use that money for their transfer dealings, and they keep like staying sustainable.
It says 10 toes down. Did Roma get screwed by FFP, or did they just not properly follow those rules? I mean, we all know what the rules are. Obviously, as Juventini, we know what it means to stretch those rules.
Yeah.
There's
they're handcuffed on what they can do because of what revenue they draw in, because they don't count the stadium revenue as anything, because it all goes to Rome, and it's a limited. Yeah, they don't own it. It's just limited revenue. Like Roma has limited revenue.
But that's, in my opinion, part of making your club sustainable. At some point, look, you can't just splash cash on players. If you want to be sustainable, you have to use that for youth prospects, for stadium, for training facilities, for everything. Like that is what you can do with that money if you spend it responsibly. Dude, Eintracht Frankfurt, every single season is making a 200 million profit just in the transfer market. And what do they spend of that? Maybe 50, 60 million, like per summer. And that's it. And they use that and build talents and buy cheap from France, build their own like cash flow up. And that's how you build it sustainably. And now they're in the Champions League. And I don't even remember the last like year they were in the Champions League. Like they were also a couple of years, not a couple of years ago, I believe 10 years ago, were relegated, came back up, and now have become one of Europe's like most incredible, like club for young prospects, right? Because they know if we go there, we'll be exposed to a lot of eyeballs. They play international football now for the last couple of years, and their model works. That is, by the way, what RB Leipzig was trying to do, but failed at. And that's how you should do it. Like if Roma's earning money for their players, they shouldn't immediately go and spend that money they have on other players.
Yeah, but they're smaller than Frankfurt is. Honestly, when it comes to like
Roma?
Coffers, absolutely, with the coffers and everything, with the amount of money that they bring in and move around, Roma's, even like, for example, Atalanta, and like 10 toes down is saying it, like the closest thing in Serie A that's homegrown that's close to Frankfurt is going to be Atalanta.
Dude, a successful Roma, I'm sorry, but a successful Roma would shit on Frankfurt.
Yeah, but they haven't been in almost 20 years.
Exactly, and that's why you have to use your money, build your own stadium, get the training facilities right. Dude, their stadium, you go there and you're scared like that it falls apart like on you. So
yeah.
I know 10 toes. I live in Germany. I know how big their fan base is, but Roma as a club, as an institution, you underestimate how big Roma is. That's the key. Dude, Roma, like with their fan base, is maybe one of the craziest in Germany, like in terms of loudness, over ultras and everything. I know Frankfurt is incredible, but Roma as a club and as an institution is bigger. I don't know why those were the specific examples, but yeah, like Roma, if they had done their dealing and intelligent, and if they would start now, honestly, yeah, of course it takes a while, but that's how you build a sustainable club, and they haven't been in the past. That's the problem.
Yeah, and that's really kind of to the point, right? Where we don't necessarily need to break down each club's individual worth per se, but generally speaking, the sustainability. And I'll take this from the F1 world again. There was just a podcast with Domenico Stefanicali, sorry, the president of F1. And he was saying that you look before they brought in their salary cap, which is typically what it's called in most sports. So you have the salary cap, and it does kind of screw over the big teams like Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull, Mercedes, whatever. And it will help out your Haas's, Williams. Regardless, what it's doing is it's leveled the playing field one. So what happens when you level the playing field? People want to watch you. What happened when Max Verstappen won all the time? Ratings went down. They went up, and then they crashed. Same thing with Serie A. They go up, they go down. When you have that dominance, this again, we're going to see. So what's a league if nobody's going to be watching you in the first place? Okay, so you level the playing field, you get the viewership, and it takes time. It has to grow organically. But now you have sustainable viewership as well. It's not just monetarily. It all relates back to money. The viewers rate the money. However, you get people watching it. What also happens is the actual value of the teams increase. So Stefano's example was, you look back into the 70s, 80s, even into the 90s, 2000s, Jaguar, right? Being sold for $1 because they had to sell them for something. They were worthless. Now, the poorest team is worth over $1 billion. That's sustainability.
By the way, did you hear the story of Aston Martin selling a stake of the team? An even bigger stake of the team to Lawrence Stroll's conglomerate.
Yeah, so Aston Martin is the car maker had 4.3% share in Aston Martin, the F1 team, and that's becoming less and less. They're kind of divesting away from the F1. So Aston Martin's just a name, essentially, at this point.
Yeah. And the team currently, as of 30th of July, is valued at $3.2 billion.
Yeah.
And that's
massive.
I know it's the name Aston Martin, but it's a mid-tier team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your shittiest teams are worth billions. Billions.
So if you do work sustainably, build your club up. And by the way, stadiums are assets. Whatever you own, the players are assets. The stadium is assets. The ticket revenue is an asset to a potential buyer. So all of that is part of the bigger picture of being a well-run and sustainable club.
Mm-hmm. And that took a left turn.
No, I think it was a good conversation to have.
I like these debates, man.
No,
yeah, fuck you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
But a different direction than we were playing.
What a bunch of
we should post this debate as a single video, man.
I mean, how should just do a
how should we run the club sustainably?
There's nothing else that's going on in the UA world. Honestly, it's
5 ideas how to make Juventus great
again. Get a sugar daddy. Step 1. Step 2. Have him blow Sheffrin so he could spend money and not get in trouble for financial fair play.
Already, the answer for 1 and 2 is Elkin.
Oh, right.
We got that already.
Nice.
So what else do we need to do?
That would be it.
I mean, the transfer market has been poor recently. Pomoli. The way a deal in particular.
No, the transfer market, I don't even think the transfer market is part of it. I think your third step would be have effective scouting. You need to
just getting the right players.
100%. Yeah.
You need to have a scouting pipeline, and by that I mean you need to have assets that you can bring in and flip. You need, honestly, people can make fun of Chelsea all they want, but the one thing that Chelsea does really well is they buy a fuck ton of people and they just sell them on a whim whenever they want to.
Yeah. Dude, they're about to sell Nicholas Jackson for 70 million euros. How crazy is that? They bought him for 35, 40 something from Villarreal, and he failed massively, unfortunately. But they were able to sell. Liverpool bought Darwin Nunez for 70 million euro and just sold him for 53. 2.5 years already amortized. They made a profit on him, and he was incredibly bad.
I think, again, just if you want to look at it from a regulation standpoint, I think they need to figure out a universal way for player validations.
Like
Like if you really wanted to fix something there, you'd need to figure out what the scale is to value a player at the price that they're at. If you could,
Transfer
I don't.
But there are so many factors. It's
I know,
honestly it's so hard to singular and on factors
because,
that
like for example, if I'm someone where I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna sell Dusan for 50 million. Yeah, but he sucks. Well, he could potentially still get good because he's 22 years old, right? Like that is like, for example, with Nicholas Jackson or Darwin Nunez, where they're like, yeah, he's ass, but he could still potentially be good because he's young. So you're able to do that, which
like Chiesa, he's still young.
he only has one leg.
but that depends on your
Sorry.
negotiation skills and also what the player has shown, what is the age and everything.
No, I understand, right? But that's why I think, like, because you as a club, you have any way to justify or validate your price. You're the one that dictates your reasoning and logic behind it. And I think if you want some form of regulation, it would have to be like player valuations. We would have to create a system of metrics where this is, if they hit this is the price range that they'll be. And I think, honestly, I think the one thing that American sports does well is that they don't do transfer markets. They just do free agencies.
It's a closed system though, again, or
No, I understand.
semi-closed.
No, I understand, right? Like I get it. And it's not like what's
Never,
his name?
never.
We never stop doing that.
That's part of the fun. Come on.
Because the issue
This is the channel of brotherly love,
oh yeah. Because the issue is like, in theory, when I'm purchasing a player from the market, I'm buying them out of their contract. If you wanted to keep it a buck, or if you wanted to keep it genuine, like for example, say that I have a player that's on 10 million gross a season for 3 seasons. Well, if I want to buy him out of his contract, I would need to at least purchase, the amount, the 30 million, because of the 3 seasons at 10 mil being left. That would make sense. But like for example, if that's what the valuation is, then okay, that system could make sense. But like for example, what's Nicholas Jackson on, and how many years on his contract does he have? Are we able to pull that up quickly?
Oh, you can probably find it out.
Give me a second.
Nicholas Jackson contract. Hopefully there's something quick. 8-year, 27 million contract with Chelsea, including a salary of 3.38.
8 years?
Yeah, that's what Chelsea has been doing. 8 years,
No,
9
I
years.
know.
This is
8 years
dollars as well. This is a dollar thing.
8 year, is that
Yeah.
gross? 8 years at 27 million?
Yeah, I'm in the website now. I guess I can just show it live so you can see how I'm fumbling around the internet trying to figure this out. Give me a second. Okay, there
By
it
the
is.
way, while you are looking that up, Pomoli, I think you are very harsh with him. He is getting rid of assets that we have that we don't need on the squad. For example, Livano Comenencia, that played in the Juventus Next Gen. How much do you value him personally? I'm telling you what transfer market values him as 500,000 euros. Do you know what we just today sold him for to FC Zurich, to Switzerland, for 1.5 million, for triple his market value? I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but for a player worth 500,000, that's a lot. Like we sold him overvalued.
300%.
Like it's not look, it's of course it's not a big deal in terms of the overall numbers, but percentage wise, it's a good deal. You just have give him a fair chance. That's all I'm saying. Like don't glaze it. Yeah, you're saying what does that change? But I just gave you an example for a player we sold good and above value. Like
it gives us money to buy players because we need to open up that space for financial fair play. So every little bit that we open, the more we can actually do for the senior team. It comes from the bottom up. Like players don't just come from nothing. They don't just appear in the senior league.
The time for what? For what would do? Don't we have
for what? For your impatience? Like, yeah. What's the timeline? We don't have time for it. Who's appointing time right now? Trust me, he'll be okay. I'll tell you something about trust me. whenever somebody says trust me, you don't trust them. That's like the number one rule. Whenever somebody says trust me, bro, you turn the other way.
No, here's
Just some
what
word of
I
advice for
do.
life.
I will ask you, okay, then on what basis will you say, trust me, he'll be fired soon?
Yeah, because you have to give evidence. You can't just like be inflammatory, throw out some harsh words, and
But anyways, you've got this. What is he on gross career?
Gross pay 5.2 base, no bonus. So yeah, 5.2.
So he's at
That's
5.
pounds. So let's go to
Okay.
euro.
How much years does he have left on his contract?
Right here, Nicholas Jackson has 8 years and 41.6 million pounds estimated gross salary remaining on his contract with Chelsea.
8 years left. 8 years left on it, right?
Expiring on June 30th of 2033.
So in theory, then, so like for example, it looks like he's on gross pay 5.9. I'm gonna say 6. So 6 times 8, that's about 48 million. That's about 48 million is his total cost for Chelsea. So that,
yes,
in my
that's euros. Just so we're clear,
no,
at the
I
top,
know.
the 41 was pounds. So yes,
Yeah,
just so we're clear with that.
I'm saying, like, for example, that would be total amount of money that Chelsea would invest in Nicholas Jackson would be 48 million, and they're trying to sell him, or they've sold him for 70. How are you getting 70 from 48? Right? Because in theory, and I'm not factoring in amortization, right? So it's technically a lot lower, but they are, again, with the amount that they're paying him season in, season out, it's going to be 48 million for the rest of his contract. How Chelsea is able to sit there and say, "Oh, by the way, we want 70 for him." They're effectively doubling their costs. They're effectively essentially making an additional Nicholas Jackson off of this. So this is where I'm just kind of like, I don't understand what they use to validate the prices of players. It's just, okay, Nicholas Jackson might be good, so that's why we're selling him at 70. It's like, I mean, obviously the issue is the teams that pay that kind of money, because it's gaslighting this behavior for them to do stuff like this. But I think it's extremely stupid, in my opinion, that, like, okay, great, you're investing 48 million on him, but you're going to sell him for 70 or 85, and then someone's stupid enough to actually do that.
Yeah, but
the free market.
Look,
I know. I'm not.
no,
I'm just saying.
and it's not like we are buying him. It is clubs buying him that have the money to do that. Like what the Premier League is doing, they are overpricing themselves into bad deals, but they can compensate that because they earn a shit ton of money with their TV money and the revenue they make. So that's why it's possible. Dude, no other league is doing that. Not even Bayern is doing that in the Bundesliga. Bayern is not like overpaying for players. So that's what it is in the Premier League. Like that's such a different realm. I don't think we can compare that. For example, do you in my opinion, they bought Tonali for 70 million. Is that for you?
No.
But at that point, and what he was proven, semi-final of the Champions League, Serie A title under his belt.
I still would say no, because
70 was a little high.
no, it's high, because what
know,
from the metrics has he done to merit that price tag?
He was touted one of the best Italian midfielders.
We have to remember,
Yeah, but Italian midfielders are shit, though.
They were at the time.
But at that point, he was the shiny toy.
Yeah, he was supposed to take the reins from all of these great Italian midfielders. Now, of course, I mean, Barella.
But you see, that's my problem with the free market right now, is that you're basing prices and logistics off of, oh, he could be.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
That's how the stock market works too. Oh, I'm gonna invest $100,000 in this stock because this could shoot up in a year. That's how the world works, man. It's insane. That's
no, I get it. No, again, I'm just saying, like, it's just it's kind of a really kind of intriguing and kind of dumb at the same time.
Yeah, but that's just, you got to play the game, right?
Yeah, no, I get it. So 10 toes down is gonna go ahead.
No, it's not us like spending those amounts of money. It's like I said, the teams that have that money. Like we are not going out there not anymore paying 70 million for Højlund, for example. Like we don't do that anymore because that's just not the possibility. If you want to be sustainable in all the other 4 leagues and your name is not PSG, Bayern, Barca, or Real Madrid, then you have to build your club up sustainably. So.
Right, and then we've got. So I wanted to answer Tentos because he says I have no idea why we sacked Gentili though, without a plan. Not a fan of Gentili, but we were sure that was the right move. The problem is he got cucked really bad from what happened, so it's kind of difficult for him if I were him to stay when you know you've effectively been cucked, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't that it's kind of like a little bit of both where they're like, you could stay, but we won't let you have the amount of power that you had before, or you can leave, right? Because if you look at it, Gentili wasn't actually sacked. He left, mutual termination. So that's where you kind of have to look at it from the perspective of, okay, he wasn't let go, but at the same time, he didn't want to stay because they would have let him stay, but he would have been again in a checked role, and that's where for him he was just kind of like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, it was a break of trust between both parties, and they decide to leave. That was probably
the
best thing to do, right? In that situation. That happens again. That happens in business all the time. Where it's like, I'm sorry, it didn't work out. We're gonna go our own ways, and that's it.
This comment: the reality is there's no real start out there at the moment. We are at a time whereby we need to groom young talent, real stars. Here's the issue: I don't think anyone has seen it or will ever see it where Juve say, "Fuck it, let's be bad for 2 or 3 years and let's try to start this from the ground up." Right now, Juve is in what I like to call a retooling era, where they're cycling in pieces in and out. It's like almost like, for example, like if you're a mechanic on a vehicle, right? You're working on a beater and the beater's just going as much as it can and you're just replacing parts. Maybe if I get this spark plug it'll work better. Maybe if I change this rim it'll work better. If I change this ball joint it'll do this. If I change the carburetor it'll do this. If I change the timing fluid it'll do this. If I change the blinker fluid, shout out for people that one.
Yeah,
it'll do this.
My brain twisted a little bit as like,
I did.
Are you serious?
No, I did it to troll. I did it to troll. But like you look at it from that perspective, and that's kind of what Juventus has been doing for a while now. And the issue is like your spark plugs are terrible, your pistons are terrible, your camshaft is terrible, your oil drip pan is shit. Your coolant is ass. Like multiple pieces of that motor and the beater are not doing well. So then now you're kind of getting to that point where it's just like, scrap the fucking car and start over again. And
don't buy American. We were driving the Polaris today, and it just decided to die in the middle of the field, and we had to pull
Polaris.
it back.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, see the drive shaft just like.
I have a friend that's a design engineer at Polaris.
Yeah, why does he suck so much at his job?
Hey, say it. Just say it. Why? I will clip this. Actually, say it. Just be like, hey, why do you suck at your job? I'll clip it and I'll send it to him.
Hey, bro, why do you suck at your job?
You heard it. Polaris sucks.
Oh yeah, dead on the side.
I'll clip that and I'm sending it to him.
Perfect. I have a Yamaha. You can tell him that too.
Just to get back to that, that is also the reality. You have to accept why we have to sell players. So if you are sustainable and ideally be sustainable and reach the Champions League because you want to get that money as well. And for that, I say just give him a chance, because what I have seen so far, the deals were not terrible he did. It was outgoing players we had to sell anyways, and we will keep doing that. And we will sell Douglas Luiz for hopefully 40 million, and it will sound bad in the first moment, but we will be net zero out of that. And if we are able to get out of the couple of those deals, I take that, man. That's what we have to clean. Don't forget, like the mess, like from the previous 2 sporting managements, is is still there what we have to clean up. Or what Komoli has to clean up.
I said he's still. You got to give him time too, right, Kamoli?
Like, exactly. He
really...
just arrived, right? That's why I say, like, give him the time. Like, see what he can do. Right now, I say it's positive, but yeah, I hope you're right. We need to groom young talent. We have to buy cheap young talent, and we have to be scouting properly. You have to know, like, the players you're getting in, do they fit a specific system? And then ideally you have an ideology or a football philosophy at your club that you can train from the youth ranks up, right? And use that then on your senior team as well. Like, that's what you have to do at some point. And for that you need competent sporting management, competent scouts, competent deal makers. You have to sell good, you have to buy cheap. That's the stuff you have to do at this point where we are, and that's the problem. It's hard to get out of a moment like this, like where we are. It's hard to get out of there, but I'm sorry to say it this way, but we have to eat shit for a while, man. It is what it is.
Like the English do. They can
Yeah.
teach us some things. There's my camera for some reason. Fuck it. Fuck my face.
No, don't say stuff like that.
I think honestly, Sky, that's a really stupid question to ask. Do you think the team that we currently have now and the coach can actually compete in Italy and Europe? Like that, I'm sorry, but that's...
You mean the team that competed in Italy and Europe last year?
Like that to me, like I'm trying to be respectful here, but that's a really stupid question to ask. Like it really is. I don't know if that's like bait or what it is there, but it's like, come on, man. Juventus will not compete for at least 4 or 5 years.
We've never not been realistic with the situation here. We're not on one hand trying to completely trash the club, which we have when warranted, but we're also not cheerleading. But again, we have when warranted. We're in the off season. We're taking it as it comes.
The last Juventus team that had potential to compete for anything was 2021. And that was Pirlo's season. But it fucked up because Pirlo was a terrible coach.
And there's that. There's the Ronaldo situation. COVID happened. It's never.
But
just
from Pirlo's last season, after Pirlo's last season till now, none of those Juventus teams were title contenders. None of them were, nor were the European contenders. And the issue is when you have been in, you can call this a banter era or a shitstorm era or whatever you want to call it, there is no visions. And the issue is right now, and I'm saying you cannot have a clear vision right now because you are handcuffed from poor dealings of last summer. If you had no obligations to cash in on from last summer, and you didn't have a negative book count from last summer, you would have more flexibility to get things that you want. But the issue, again, one of the biggest issues is Komoli came in at the start of the summer transfer market. Komoli's not going to be able to come in here, hire a sporting director, the one that he wants, and then start getting the players and the formations and everything that he wants. This season is effectively a throwaway season. It is. Sorry, I hate to break it to people. From the business sense,
once again,
and a sustainability, it is a throwaway season. It is, I am evaluating what my coaches are. I'm evaluating what my staff is. I'm evaluating what my team is. And hopefully he hires a sporting director at some point before February of next year.
It's supposed to be in the fall, September, October.
So if he's able to do that, then all of him and his sporting director are going to evaluate Tudor, the players, and all that staff. And then now what they'll do is they'll try to liquidate any kind of assets that they think is plausible to liquidate. And then you'll start seeing players of what they want to do come into next summer. Whether Tudor is there or not, again, that's yet to be determined. I think right now what Komoli has done with the players that he's brought in and the moves that he's done is enough to keep the ship afloat. And that's where I think the big thing is right now is he's trying to keep it afloat to the point where it's able to compete for top 4. Komoli's objective for this summer Mercado is to have the right staff and players to at least push for top 4. There's nothing else that's coming. Nothing's gonna come unless Tudor has an insane tactical epiphany, and him and the players peak in a sense like the Pioli year at Milan. Like if they just all come together for a brief stint, maybe you can have some magic happen. But again, that's not sustainable because look at Milan. How many titles have they won since then? 0. You might have that spurt, but in reality, it's a throwaway season. There's no ifs, ands, or buts or anything around it. It's been a throwaway season. It will remain a throwaway season until otherwise.
And also to add on top of that, there's a reason why Tudor got a contract extension, not only renewed for this season, but extended for 1 year as well. The reason being there are no big plans to change the team intricately and for a specific system right now. The plan is right now to get rid of the mess we have still on the books. We have to earn money. We are in that phase. We will not bring great or big players in right now. That's not the plan. We will not change tactics as well right now. Like we will try to do the best with the team we have, but we will not spend big. That's why Tudor is here. He is planned to be the caretaker for the next 1 or 2 seasons, depending on how it goes, and if we qualify for the Champions League and get that CL money. And that's the plan right now. The plan is not to challenge for Serie A because you don't do that with the system. You don't do that with these players. And even if you spend 150 to 200 million on this team right now, what does it improve incredibly? Like, what do you change with that money? Right now, you don't change a lot with this team because the problems are so deeply rooted. It doesn't work. Technically, you need a completely new midfield. You need a new center back next to Bremer. You need a proper right back. You need a backup to Cambiaso, or ideally, I'm sorry, but maybe even a better option than Cambiaso. You have to turn Yildiz into a 10, or have somebody next to him that can overlap or underlap even better than Cambiaso. Like the issues of this team are so deeply rooted that you have to change this like long term and not in one summer. Hence why we have to sell right now, get rid of assets, and then you build it up gradually with hopefully young talent, with maybe a revived next gen, like depending on the scouts who will get. And that is also part of Komoli's job, to get the right people into it. That's what the general manager does. That's basically his position. A general manager in the NBA gets the coach, the coaching staff, gets the players, and tries to make everything fit like a glove. And that's his job.
Have we really watched Tudor's team play? Yes, it sucks. We've made videos on it. It sucks.
Yeah.
Have you seen the watch-alongs?
Yeah, but whether you like it or not, it's a basis. And that is what the team, the club wants right now. They don't want something sparkling, something shiny, something fresh and new. They just want to get over the line pragmatically. That's it. That's it. And like JJ is saying, the deadwood needs to get out first. That's the priority right now. There's a reason why we get a player like João Mario for 12 million and gave away Alberto Costa. We sent him away, got another player, and we just replaced. We didn't get something on top. The team you are seeing right now is the team you get. Maybe if you sell Rugani, you get another center back in. Like, because you have a roster opening. But maybe not even that, because technically the depth, if you like it or not, is there. And whether the depth options are good or not as well. Like, the club right now just wants to reach the Champions League. And we did that, whether you like it or not, with this mid team, and we may be able to do that next season as well, or this upcoming. The plan is not to challenge. We just want to stay afloat. So yeah, but what are your what are your ambitions? If your ambitions are reaching the Champions League final, Champions League semi-final, winning the Champions League, winning Serie A, you have to spend right now, I'm sorry, but 350, 400 million euros. That's what you have to spend to make this team great. And tell me where that comes from.
You gotta also realize that we're not an attractive coaching destination either.
We are not an attractive team for players. Not the coaches. Like we
I
are
know,
not
I know,
attractive
I know.
for anybody.
I know,
That's
but
why I say
again,
build
I'm
it up gradually. And that's what you do. You have to be sustainable. And that's why we are selling the deadwood right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized I left my camera in 4K for that recording I did, and I overheated it, so she dead.
it's dead. It's done.
Yeah, she needs to cool down.
Yeah, we start the league at the end of the month.
Yeah. But tell me what your plans are. Generally,
Dortmund
tell
this
me.
weekend.
Well, what are your plans for this team? And with what money? Just tell me.
Well, if we sell Coop,
You
everything becomes easy, right?
no, because you talk about ambitions and all of that. Like, tell me how you want to reach that.
Here's the thing. We honestly have to be patient because we're not moving these guys quickly. The ones that will give us the money. Your Douglas Luizes, your Vlahovic's.
We can't spend. That's the issue.
Because we are building the scouting group up right now because we didn't have scouts anymore, and Juntuli just had a piece of paper he had names on and bought from that piece of paper. We didn't have a proper scouting group, and that is what we are doing right now. You don't understand the point we are making.
I think you came in right after our financial fair play discussion as well. We cannot buy anything until we sell something. And if you sell Rugani, who gives a fuck? What are you doing with $1 million? You can't replace anybody. If you sell a Kelly 15, sure. You sell a Dougie for 40, okay, now we're talking. But until any of that happens, we're not going to do anything. And you have to sit there, shut up, and accept that because that is reality. I mean, maybe you can take some mushrooms and get stoned and live in a different reality. I don't fucking know. But in this reality, that's what the fuck is happening. And the reality, to add on, furthermore, will be that if these guys do move, it's not going to happen until towards the end of the transfer market, when it's going to be too late to really get the players that we want. And those investments are likely going to be coming in January, if not next summer. So, I mean, we can sit here in a circle jerk all fucking night and say this should happen, that should happen. Yeah, you're right. It probably should.
We have invested in young players. They're in the next gen playing.
Yeah, it is happening. But we have to understand that this takes time. It takes years. Like, you go and invest in a 16-year-old, which we have a couple. We bought a couple of 16-year-olds this year. Okay, see you in 8 years.
And the crazy thing about it is the conversion rate of those is very, very low. Yeah, we had a good spurt, but like honestly, the really like shining stars out of that young crop of players is Yildiz and maybe Hoyson. Maybe Hoyson.
Well, Hoyson was on that.
Now that you brought Mbangula up, would he start for you on the left side? Would he start over Yildiz? What is your plan with Mbangula? I know he's a good player, but what changing talent does he have? What is the world changing talent of Mbangula for him to consider him not sellable? Those are the sacrifices you have to make.
And it's
I'm sorry, but that
can't
is
keep them all.
easy. That is easy money sitting there. I said it right where we started the stream. I love Savona as a player. He is incredible. Oh, not incredible. I'm sorry. Like he is very good. He is a good right back. In my opinion, better right-sided center back, but neither here nor there. He is a good player, but if you tell me that we can cash in 20 million euros, if that's a possibility, on a player from our next gen that we built up, and we make a 20 million profit, I would take that right now. You can't tell me that we won't find a new player in the next gen or whenever in the next 1 or 2 years that will have a similar a similar type of play to Savona. Like he wasn't world beating or whatever. Like those are players that you can sell easily and replace easily. And that's it.
He was the one that I was a little upset with the price he went for. But
Yeah.
he was trying to unlock, as we found out, Joao Mario. So, yes, it's clear he made a sacrifice, I think, of a few $1 million in that case, so we can start making some moves. But then we see, especially with Weah, like that Weah deal was done very well, in my opinion. And I don't see him budging on any of these other higher dollar value deals. Like he's made some concession. Yeah, should we have sold Mbangula? Probably not in the grand scheme of things. I don't like it. But again, you want players, you say, oh, we need to buy wisely. Okay, I get it. Well, that costs. It's Juve, right? What's the cheapest player really that you can spend? Like how the minimum amount of money you can spend on a player in your starting 11 for Juventus in 2025. What's the minimum? And I think we already have an answer, and that's Lloyd Kelly. So let's say 20 million, 15 to 20 million. So you need at least that 15 million or so to do anything. So Bangula got you 5 million or 10 million right away.
12. Well, the
Yeah,
issue.
but the problem is it wasn't the Premier League clubs that wanted him. It was Werder Bremen, and they don't have that cash sitting around. And if you want to make a profit right now, because you have to balance the books, because almost 100 million euros in obligations were hitting. Don't forget that Nico Gonzalez, Di
Douglas
Gregorio,
Douglas Luiz.
No, Douglas Luiz was permanent anyways. Who else was
You sure it wasn't a loan?
obligation? No, Douglas Luiz permanent deal. No, Conceição wasn't. No, but it wasn't an obligation. Like I've forgotten. We had 3 or 4 players where we had. Oh yeah, Nico. I don't remember. Sorry. No, but that's what we had to pay right now this window, and we have to balance that first before we can spend anything. So why? That's why we have to. Yeah, Kalulu. Thank you, JJ.
The issue that I have with people saying that, oh well, Mbangula should have been sold for 20 or 30. He got frozen out the second half of the season.
He was frozen out after the first 5 games.
Like he did not play that much. Like it's difficult to justify that.
And don't forget, on the books, it's an immediate. I'm not saying it's a great deal.
We're not saying the price is great, but it just Juve didn't help.
Exactly.
How much did Pirlo, Pogba, and Vidal cost us back in the day? Okay, great, fantastic. Pirlo was a free agent. We picked him up as a free agent. Pogba was a free agent. We picked him up as a free agent. Remember, the whole thing was Juve was the first at the time to do those free agent transfers. Guess who's doing those now? Real
Guess
Madrid.
who did a fucking free agent deal a couple weeks ago? Did you forget about Jonathan David?
Yep.
I mean, what are we talking about now? We just did one of those fucking deals.
But Motta stopped using him as well.
Motta didn't use him either.
Like both Motta stopped using him, and neither did Tudor, because Tudor doesn't play that system where he needs that out and out winger.
Say, you want to know?
And that's why his value decreased.
You want to know where
Maybe
those younger
not
players
according
played
to
with?
transfer market specifically, but his value, the eyeballs on him. You need all of that, and if he doesn't have that anymore, he loses value.
If he played for Max, he would have been worth 30.
Sule.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to stop living in the past, guys. Like,
Fair enough.
We're in the preseason. We're getting ready for the next season. We're not here to wallow on what could have been. This is what we got. That's what we got to focus on.
We need to roll. We're waffling on.
Yeah, I know, Sky, but last comment, and then
Training. That answer is
move on.
easy. Training.
No, not only that, but how do you prove yourself if you don't have playing time? Yeah, training, like Dash said. Be flexible on the pitch. Try other positions. Look, if Motta doesn't use you anymore in his 3-man front, that's a problem, because that's a player he actually needs, an inverting left winger, and that's what he was doing good. So that's a problem if he doesn't use that. The problem with Tudor, he was never going to use him, and we extended Tudor, so we wouldn't be using him anyways. So his value would continue to decrease. In the season, you would get 5 million for him max. I know the deal is not great, but we had to right now. He doesn't fit what we want to do, man. That's the issue, man. By the way, same with Comenezia. I know he's a next-gen player, but he was a right winger. Do we need wingers right now?
No.
No.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Well, there's still a few weeks. I mean, well, just a couple weeks, honestly, until the start of the season, but a few more weeks of this transfer market. I mean, anything can happen, right? Let's not make the judgments too early. Kamoli just got into the job. You can say what you will, but if you ever started a new job, especially as one as big and important as this one, and taking on not only the presidential duties, the sporting director duties, he's double hatting it right now, right? Any normal person, it takes them a few months just to figure out their job, and if it's a complicated job, it sometimes takes a couple years to figure things out. I mean, he's been here for a couple months. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what happens. That's all we've ever said. Were we happy about Monta last year? We were with like the one channel out there that was like, we're not really so high on this one, but we'll give him a chance. Didn't work out. Shit happens. But we hope for the best.
No, the Serie A video is a Euro dive video.
But is there a comment there that I missed?
Yeah.
Oh, Deserby.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's a Euro dive. That's a separate video in itself.
Don't get Dak started on that.
But Chico must have done something to convince him, and Mangula didn't.
In training.
Yeah, we also have to understand, on top of my little rant here, we don't see everything that's going on. In fact, they're touting about how secretive their training camp is right now behind closed doors, and nobody can see what they're doing. There's a purpose to that. It's so the cuckold Tudo Sports and whatever shitty ass Mirko X accounts making shit up, whoever the fuck is out there, they put out trash, and they're trying to focus on their game and get ready for the season, because it's a new season. We got to start looking forward. But what do people want to do? They want to go take their peak and start trash on Juve before they even got started. They want to judge Kamoli before he's even done anything. They want to, I mean, Tudor, okay, sure, we have something, right? But people are, Jonathan David saying, that's a bad deal. This is bad. Let's see. Ciao Mario. Let's see. Let's get ready for the new season. We go into it positive every single year. We know what happens, but why? I mean, stay positive, guys. Let the season prove you wrong. Take that going forward. Just come in happy. If we exit pissy like we have in the past few years, well, that's no fault of our own then, is it?
Vlahovic didn't convince anyone. The problem with Kolo Muani was playing trash as well. Like, he had the first 3 good games, and that's it. He disappeared. Like, we had a bad striker duo, and neither do I want Kolo Muani now. I don't know why we are still trying to go for that deal. But yeah.
All right. Well, on that note,
Like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.
I'm just gonna go out raw like that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Wow. Okay. Well, if Dash says so.
If Dash, I'm not in charge tonight, guys. It's all Dash. He picked the button.
I'm giving what Dash wants. Fuck the people.
No
All
music.
right.
Just hit it up.
That'd
Well,
be
I
so
guess
fun.
this week we got Dortmund this weekend, don't we? So I guess stay tuned for Dortmund. That's Sunday, right? Let me look that up real quick.
Yep. Sunday.
Sunday. What time?
Sunday, I believe 5 p.m. European time, if I'm correct.
Sunday, 11:30 Eastern. Okay, that's easy. That's easy. Okay, we're gonna be here.
By the way, Sky in Germany is broadcasting that game on YouTube, so I can watch that later after I get home from my football match here in the Olympia Stadium. So I believe I'll be watching the game anyways, just not immediately.
Yeah, you're at your Hertab game, aren't you?
Yeah,
Okay,
first home season, first home game. So
there, I gotta change my settings on my camera. It died
See,
again.
there you go. On that
It's
note,
time.
we shall see ya.
All right, take care, guys. Like and subscribe. See you on Sunday.